Welcome to Study IQ. So in this video we are going to see about the group 1 paper which has been completed on January 3rd. Okay. So this is me, Divya Janani, who is an alumnus of Beth Pilani. I have 5 years of teaching experience for TNPSC and my hobbies are singing, playing violin and piano, and I have trained more than 1000 students till now. And you can contact me through my Telegram channel t.me/Divya Janani. So or else you can just search as Divya Janani and you will be redirected to my Telegram channel. Okay. So we'll be discussing the first 50 questions of the actual paper answer keys which was released by the TNPSC website. Okay. So first question goes like this. So which of the following objectives are true with relevant of Tamil Nadu Social Welfare Board? Okay, தமிழ்நாடு சமூக நல வாரியத்துடன் தொடர்புடைய பின்வரும் நோக்கங்களில் எது உண்மையானது அப்படின்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. So let us see. Here the upliftment of people living below the poverty line through voluntary institutions in the state. Okay, தன்னார்வ நிறுவனங்கள் மூலம் வறுமை கோட்டுக்கு கீழே வாழும் மக்களினுடைய மேம்பாடு, upliftment of the people, or to promote the setting up of NGOs. Okay, so அரசு சாரா சமூக நல அமைப்புகளை ஊக்குவித்தலா அல்லது to render technical and financial assistance to the voluntary institutions for better quality and standard of services. Okay, so தன்னார்வ நிறுவனங்களுக்கு தொழில்நுட்ப நிதி உதவிகளை வழங்குவதற்காகவா அல்லது to strive for equality between men and women, ஆண் மற்றும் பெண் இடையிலான சமத்துவத்தை வந்து பேணுவதற்காகவா? So what does Tamil Nadu Social Welfare Board do? Okay, so for this question the answer given is except the fourth option, all the three options are correct. Because the Tamil Nadu Social Welfare Board addresses towards the weaker sections and the objective and purpose of the public authority. You can see here. So, for implementing the women and child development programs. So, the major objective is for strengthening the or empowering the weaker sections of the society. So, it acts as the change maker with a humanitarian approach by reinforcing the spirit of volunteerism. Okay. So it becomes a steering mechanism to create a network of committed social workers for the empowerment of the weak, vulnerable and at-risk women and children. So the basic notion is to empower the weak and vulnerable people and not to bring any gender equality here. Okay, so that is why the last point is totally irrelevant. That's why we are eliminating this point and we are choosing this option. Okay, let us move on to the next one. To choose the correct statement related to black money. Okay, கருப்பு பணம் தொடர்பாக எந்த இது சரியானது அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்டிருக்காங்க. So these are assets not reported to the government at the time of their generation. Okay, so you must have known about black money and there are so many movies as well regarding black money. So இந்த வகையான இருப்பு உடைமைகளின் உற்பத்தி பற்றி அரசுக்கு எந்த ஒரு தகவலுமே கொடுக்காம அப்படி சீக்கிரட்டா வாங்குறது. So estimate of black money in India for the year 1983-84 is 95% of GDP. Okay, so GDP ல 95% வந்து கருப்பு பணத்தின் மதிப்பீடு அப்படின்னு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. அது மட்டும் இல்லாம tax havens க்கு they have given a definition. Tax havens are typically big countries which impose high tax on the foreigners who decide to settle down. So வரி ஏமாற்று புகலிடம் என்பது பெரிய நாடுகளாக இருக்கும். அது அந்த நாடுகளில் குடியேற எண்ணும் வெளிநாட்டவர் மீது அதிகமான வரிச்சுமையை சுமத்தும். So here the correct answer is A only and the wrong things in the B and C statement goes like this. So 95% of GDP, which is very very huge and it is totally wrong. Okay, and then tax havens are typically big countries which impose lower taxes. Okay, so for example you can say Switzerland. Okay, so Swiss bank. Okay, so yes, so tax haven is a country or place with a very low effective rates of taxation for foreign investors. So in some traditional definitions, a tax haven also offers financial secrecy. Okay, so they will not disclose how much money is there in their account like that. So Swiss bank we have known, right? So Swiss bankல பணம் போட்டா வந்து எவ்வளவு பணம் வச்சிருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி யாருக்குமே எதுவுமே தெரியாது. அதெல்லாம் பார்த்திருப்போம். So ரொம்பவே கம்மியான ரேட் ஆஃப் டாக்ஸேஷனும் அதுல இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நம்ம பார்த்திருப்போம். Okay, so and also 1983-84 the GDP percentage was estimated to be 19% to 21% of GDP black money. Okay, so here it has been given as 95% of GDP, which is very, very huge, and that is why option B and option C are wrong, and we are choosing only option A. Okay, let us move on to the next question. Two statements are given. Statement 1 is major issue highlighted by Census 2011 is that there are around 50 lakh less children in the age group of 0 to 6 years in Census 2011 than Census 2001. So that's a comparison between the Census of 2001 and 2011. Okay, so அதில் 0 to 6 வயது குழந்தைகளோட எண்ணிக்கை வந்து கம்மியா இருக்கு, 50 lakh வந்து கம்மியா இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க first statement. Second statement goes like this: population growth rate between 2001 and 2011 is lower than the population rate between 1991 and 2001. Okay, so 2001 மற்றும் 2011 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு இடையிலான மக்கள் தொகை வளர்ச்சி வீதம் 1991 2001 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு இடையிலான மக்கள் தொகை வளர்ச்சி விகிதத்துடன் ஒப்பிடுகையில் குறைவானது. Okay, so in first statement they are comparing about the child sex ratio, and the second one is they are comparing about the population growth rate. Okay, so both the statements are correct, and the statement 2 explains the statement 1. Okay, so you can actually see from here 2011 and 2001 census sex ratio, child sex ratio 0 to 6 years. So 902, it has been reduced by 4. Okay, so in 2001 it was 906. In 2011 child sex ratio is 902. Okay, and also it has been decreasing gradually between 1981 to 2011. Okay, so from 962 to 919. So it has been decreasing. Okay, so what are the recent trends? Next question. Recent trends in the global economy which has led to RBI sell buy swap of USD INR. Okay, உலக பொருளாதாரத்தின் சமீப போக்குகளில் எவை இந்திய ரிசர்வ் வங்கியின் RBI, இந்திய ரிசர்வ் வங்கியின் அமெரிக்க டாலர் இந்திய ரூபாய் விற்கும் வாங்கும் பரிமாற்றத்தை செயல்படுத்த காரணமாக அமைந்துள்ளது. So this one is from the current affairs during the COVID-19 lockdown time. Okay, so the financial markets worldwide facing intense selling pressures due to the spread of COVID-19 infections, slump in international crude prices, உலக சந்தையில் கச்சா எண்ணெய் விலை சரிவு, emerging market currencies experiencing upward pressure. Okay, வளர்ந்து வரும் சந்தைகளின் நாணய மதிப்பு மேல் நோக்கி அழுத்தத்தை சந்திப்பது. So here usually pressure will be downwards. Okay, so the marketing currencies we are facing the downward pressure. That is why they were all going down. The value has been going down during the COVID-19 infection. And then because of that, RBI has started this USD INR swap. Okay, so what is meant by this swap auction? Okay, so under the swap, a bank would sell the US dollars to the RBI. Okay, so US dollars RBI வந்து கொடுத்துருவாங்க. And then it will simultaneously agree to buy same amount of US dollars after some amount of period at the end of the swap period. So அந்த கடைசியில முடியும் பொழுது அதே US dollars வாங்கிப்பாங்க. கொடுக்கும் போது US dollars, வாங்கும் போது US dollars. So the swap transaction is materially different from the OMOs. So open market operations, you must have known. So it is different using this swap auction. Okay, so OMOs refer to a central bank's buying and selling of government securities in the open market. So it refers only to the securities in OMOs, open market operations. But during the swap auction, okay, so the bank is selling the US dollars in US dollars, and while buying back also it is getting in US dollars, just to avoid the volatility or the price change in other currencies. Okay, so this comes with an agreement to reverse the transaction at a fixed exchange rate at the end of 3 years. Okay, so after the end of 3 years, there will be the agreement to reverse the transaction, right? So this will reduce the volatility of other currencies, right? So name the first backward classes commission established in the year 1953. 1953 நிறுவப்பட்ட முதல் பிற்படுத்தப்பட்ட வகுப்புகள் ஆணையத்தின் பெயரை குறிப்பிடவும். So your options are Mandal Commission, Kalelkal Commission, Harbhajan, National Commission for Backwardness. Okay, so all these commissions are national, first backward classes. The first one is Kalelkar Commission. In 1953, the Kalelkar Commission. It was set up in 1953. It was the first to identify the backward classes other than the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes at the national level. Okay, so it said that it is an important measure of backwardness which was rejected on the ground that it had failed to apply more objective criteria such as income and literacy to determine the backwardness. Okay, so casteையும் ஒரு இதை எடுத்துக்கணும். பேக்வர்ட்னஸ்க்கு வெறும் இதை மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கிட்டா பத்தாது. இன்கமையும் லிட்டரசி மட்டும் எடுத்துக்காம casteையும் நீங்க கணக்குல எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா தான் caste வச்சுதான் இங்க எல்லாமே நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. அதனால நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் casteக்கு தான் அதிக முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு பேக்வர்ட் கிளாஸஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணது யாருன்னா நம்மளுடைய கலேல்கர் கமிஷன். அடுத்து பாருங்க, which of the following statements regarding அறிஞர் அண்ணா is or correct? அறிஞர் அண்ணாவை பற்றிய சரியான கூற்று எது? He served as the sub-editor of the Justice magazine. Okay, so which is true. And he became the editor of விடுதலை பத்திரிகையின் ஆசிரியராக பணியாற்றியவர். He was associated with activities related to Tamil weekly paper முடியரசு. Actually it is குடியரசு. So it has been given as முடியரசு, which is wrong. That is why option A and B are correct. Okay, so Anna's political career when he joined the Justice Party in 1935. So his career began in 1935. By the time Anna joined Justice Party, Periyar EVR was the party president and Anna Durai served as the sub-editor of Justice magazine and editor of Vidudalai, Freedom in English, and was associated with the Tamil weekly paper Kudi Arasu. Okay, so it is given as Mudi Arasu, which is wrong. So next question goes like this. In 1944, at which district conference Justice Party was converted into Dravidar Kazhagam? Okay, 1944 இல் நடைபெற்ற எந்த மாநாட்டில் நீதி கட்சி திராவிடர் கழகமாக மாறியது? So the answer is Salem. Okay, so here Anna, he refers to Anna. Anna started his own journal, Dravida Nadu, at a rally in Salem under the leadership of Periyar. So Periyar was the leader at that time. During 1944, August 27, Anna passed a resolution. Okay, தீர்மானம் நிறைவேற்றினார். He declared the Justice Party would henceforth be known as the Dravidar Kazhagam. Right? So, and again on 1949, 17 September, DMK. Okay, so Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam has been started, founded by Anna Durai. Okay, along with Kudandai KK Neelamegam, R. Nedunjeliyan, KA Madiyalagan, NV Natarajan, called as the Aimberum Thalaivargal. Okay, great 5 leaders. In Robinson Park in Royapuram in Chennai announced the formation of DMK, Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. Okay, the next question is, which among the following statement is not an objective of Cradle Baby scheme? தொட்டில் குழந்தை திட்டத்தின் நோக்கம் எது அல்ல? To ensure adoption of family planning, to eradicate female infanticide, to increase child sex ratio, to increase the rate of girl-child literacy. Okay, குடும்ப கட்டுப்பாடு முறையை உறுதி செய்வது, பெண் சிசு கொலையை ஒழிப்பது, குழந்தை பாலின விகிதத்தை அதிகரிப்பது, பெண் குழந்தைகளின் கல்வி அறிவை அதிகரிப்பது. Okay, so here the family planning option is totally wrong. Okay, so because the Cradle Baby scheme is focusing towards the improving the child sex ratio. So to reduce the female infanticide, பெண் சிசு கொலையை ஒழிக்கணும். அதே மாதிரி to increase the child sex ratio. So these two are totally interrelated, and also to increase the rate of girl child literacy, பெண் குழந்தைகளின் கல்வி அறிவை அதிகரிப்பது. So by giving more by increasing the girl child literacy, the awareness among the girl child would be more, and also they will act independent in the society, and it will empower them economically as well as socially. So all these three are the objectives of Cradle Baby scheme, and the family planning thing is just not related to Cradle Baby. Okay, Cradle Baby scheme. Okay, so it was first introduced in Salem district in 1992 by the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, J. Jayalalitha. Okay, so in 2001, the scheme was extended to the districts of Madurai, Theni, Dindigul and Dharmaburi, where the practice of female infanticide was in existence. Okay, so 2001, they used to kill the female babies. Okay, so they consider female babies as a burden and they kill them. Okay, that is why it has been extended to all these districts as well. In 2011 census projected an alarming decrease in the child sex ratio in the districts of Kadalur, Ariyalur and Perambalur, Viluppuram and Thiruvannamalai. Okay, so the positive effect of Cradle Baby scheme in Tamil Nadu, the child sex ratio, which was 942 per thousand in 2001, it has been risen to 943. Right? So I hope this question will be clear for you. Let us move on to the next question. So next question is regarding the Dowry Prohibition Act. Okay. Dowry Prohibition Act. Which of the above statements are true concerning the Dowry Prohibition Act? So the statements are, to transfer the substantive provisions under the IPC, Indian Penal Code. இந்திய தண்டனை சட்டத்தின் கீழ் கணிசமான விதிகளை மாற்றுவது. Dowry givers should be excluded from punishment. வரதட்சணை கொடுப்பவர்கள் தண்டனையிலிருந்து விலக்கப்பட வேண்டும். Appointment of dowry prohibition officers. Okay, so வரதட்சணை தடை அதிகாரிகளை நியமித்தல். The marriage expenses should be limited to 20% of annual income of the girl's parents or guardian. திருமண செலவுகள் பெண்களின் பெற்றோர் அல்லது பாதுகாவலரின் ஆண்டு வருமானத்தில் 20க்குள் இருக்க வேண்டும். Okay, so here the TNPSC key is all the above answers are true regarding Dowry Prohibition Act, but this question has been challenged. Okay, so many are saying that option C is the correct answer for this one, because according to the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, okay, so penalty for giving or taking dowry, it has been mentioned in that, so that is why should be excluded from punishment would be wrong. And this one is correct, and this one is also correct, and there is no mention about the annual income thing in Dowry Prohibition Act 1960. That is why option 2 and 4 would be wrong, and option 1 and 3 would be correct. So answer should be C, but the answer key given here is D, and this question has been challenged by the learners. Okay. And then next question, the Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga Sangam was founded by. Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga Sangathai உருவாக்கியவர் யார்? Dr. Muthulakshmi Reddy, T.M. Nair, Thandai Periyar, Ramalinga Adigal. Okay, so it is obviously Ramalinga Adigal who has founded the Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga Sangam. Okay, Vallalar, popularly known as Vallalar, Saint Ramalinga of Vadalur, was born at Marudur near Chidambaram in 1823, and he played an important role in the social and religious reform movement in Tamil Nadu during the 19th century. So if you study about the 19th century social reform movements in Tamil Nadu, Ramalinga Adigal would be the prominent person in Tamil Nadu. Okay, being spiritual, his song and works were harmonious blend of social reforms and religious sentiments. Right. The next one is during 1820s in Tamil Nadu, the subordinate caste were generally prohibited from using dash. Okay, 1820களில் தமிழ்நாட்டில் தாழ்த்தப்பட்ட ஜாதியினருக்கு பொதுவாக தடை செய்யப்பட்டவை எதெல்லாம்? Using the umbrella, or wearing shoes, wearing golden ornaments, wearing turban. So this is again one of the challenged questions. Okay, so there are evidences regarding this wearing turban. So the answer given is A, B, C, but the challenged option is option D. Okay, so because in one of the things in our book, in TNSCRT book, as a symbol of protest, Vaikundha Swami urged his followers to wear a turban, a right which was permitted only to upper caste in those days. It is given. That is why the answer, challenged answer, the probable answer should be DAB or ABD. Okay, using umbrella was prohibited, wearing shoes was prohibited, and wearing turban was prohibited. Moreover, the wearing golden ornaments would not be the matter of fact, because they were so poor and they couldn't buy the golden ornaments at that time. Next question, what are the facts related to defining GDP? மொத்த உள்நாட்டு உற்பத்தி தொடர்பான சரியான கூற்றை அல்லது கூற்றுகளை தேர்வு செய்யவும். It is not for a specific period of time, which is wrong. Okay, it is for 1 year. It measures only goods and not services, which is again wrong. It measures both goods and services. It is a non-monetary measure, which is again wrong. Okay, பணம் சாராத அளவீடு தான். Okay, so பணம் சார்ந்த அளவீடு தான். Okay, it is a monetary measure. So that is why all the 3 statements regarding GDP given here is wrong. Okay, all these 3 are wrong. Okay, GDP stands for Gross Domestic Product. It is the measure of value of economic activity within the country, or sum of final prices of goods and services produced in an economy in a given period, usually 1 year. Right. So next one is, which district is occupying the last rank in Human Development Index in Tamil Nadu? தமிழ்நாட்டில் எந்த மாவட்டம் மனித மேம்பாட்டு அட்டவணையில் கடைசி இடம் வகிக்கின்றது? விழுப்புரம், தேனி, பெரம்பலூர், அரியலூர். So it is அரியலூர். So Human Development Indexல கடைசி rank நம்ம தமிழ்நாட்டிலே மோசமா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிருக்கிறது அரியலூர் தான். Okay, so who ranks first? Kanyakumari, Virudhunagar, Thoothukudi ranks first as per the 2017 report. Okay, so then last comes Ariyalur. Okay, it's very low, 0.282. Okay, low Human Development Index. Next one is match the following. Okay, so the author were the books. Okay, Vannadasan, Inkalab, Ramakrishnan, Chodharman. Okay, so the options given are Sanjaram Sool, Kandal Natkal, Oru Siru Isai. So you can see here, Vannadasan Oru Siru Isai, Kandal Natkal, Inkulab, Sanjaram S. Ramakrishnan, Chodharman Sool. So the correct answer is option C. Then the next question goes like this. Child Development Index takes into account of the following factors. குழந்தை மேம்பாட்டு குறியீடு பின்வரும் எந்தெந்த காரணிகளை கணக்கில் எடுத்துக்கொள்கிறது? Okay, so education, income, health, nutritional status. So income doesn't come here because child development index doesn't include the income. Okay, so education, health, and nutritional status 1, 3, and 2. It is an index combining the performance measures specific to children. Education, health, and nutrition. So 0 score would be the best. The higher the score, the worse children are faring. Next one is again a controversial question. Punjabi language has close connection with. Okay, Punjabi மொழி எதனுடன் நெருங்கிய தொடர்புடையது? Hindi and Urdu, Hindi and Sindhi, Persian and Urdu, Sanskrit and Hindi. Okay, so the answer should be Hindi, Urdu, and Persian. Okay, so Punjabi language has a close connection with all these three languages. So option A and C should be correct, but the answer correct option is not there in the question. Okay, so that is again a challenge question. Punjabi language has close connection with Persian, Urdu first, and later on with Hindi as well. Okay, hence both A and C are correct options. Next question is, which article of Constitution of India mentions the abolition of untouchability? இந்திய அரசியலமைப்பின் எந்த சரத்து தீண்டாமை ஒழிப்பு பற்றி குறிப்பிடுகின்றது? So it is Article 70. So fundamental rights, Article 17, abolition of untouchability, and Article 18 is abolition of all the titles except the military and academic. Next one is, which ideology threatens Indian unity? எந்த கருத்தியல் இந்திய ஒற்றுமையை அச்சுறுத்துகிறது? Communalism, வகுப்புவாதம், communism, பொதுவுடைமை, democracy, மக்களாட்சி, socialism. Okay, so எது வந்து இந்திய ஒற்றுமையை அச்சுறுத்துது, பயமுறுத்துது? Which threatens the Indian unity? So it is obviously communalism, வகுப்புவாதம். Communalism is a term used in the world to denote attempts to construct religious or ethnic identity. Okay, and it also stimulates communal violence between the two groups. So we must have cited the examples from during the Indian independence as well, right? So there were communal differences and communal clashes between the Hindu and Muslim people. Okay, so next question goes like this. This place is located 12 kilometers southeast of Madurai. It proves the fact that an urban civilization existed in Tamil Nadu in the Sangam era on the banks of the river Vaigai. A researcher and retired civil servant Thiru R. Balakrishnan points to the similarities between this civilization and Indus Valley civilization. Which of the following places is described in the paragraph above? Okay, so இந்த இடம் மதுரையிலிருந்து தென்கிழக்கு திசையில் 12 கிலோமீட்டர் தொலைவில் அமைந்துள்ளது. தமிழகத்தில் வைகை ஆற்றங்கரையில் சங்ககால நகர நாகரிகம் அமைந்திருந்தது பற்றிய உண்மையை பறைசாற்றுகின்றது. ஆராய்ச்சியாளரும் ஓய்வு பெற்ற அரசு அதிகாரியுமான திரு ஆர் பாலகிருஷ்ணன் இங்கு அமைந்திருந்த நாகரிகத்திற்கும் சிந்து சமவெளி நாகரிகத்திற்கும் உள்ள ஒற்றுமைகளை சுட்டிக்காட்டுகின்றார். சோ இந்த மேற்குறிப்பிட்டப்பட்ட இடம் எது? ஓகே, அழகன் குளமா, பொருந்தாளா, கீழடியா, கொடுமணலா? So it is கீழடி. Okay, according to a report published by Tamil Nadu Archaeology Department (TNAD), the cultural deposits unearthed during the excavations at site Kizhadi, located in the Sivaganga district, could be dated to a period between 6th century BC and 1st century AD. அதனால ஆன்சர் வந்து கீழடி, சிவகங்கை டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல இருக்குது. Which book explains the 4 noble truths of Buddhism? எந்த புத்தகம் புத்த மதத்தின் 4 புனித உண்மைகளை விளக்குகிறது? நெற்றி பிராகரணா, பெட்டகோபதேசா, Buddhadatta, Ananta. Okay, so the options, obviously option C and D would be eliminated and you are left with only 50-50. Okay, so the answer is Pettakopadesa. Okay, Pettakopadesa, Pali literature. Okay, so it is a Buddhist scripture, sometimes included in the Khuddha Nikaya of Pali Canon of Theravada Buddhism, and it says about the 4 noble truths of Buddhism. Okay, புத்த மதத்தின் 4 புனித உண்மைகளை விளக்குகின்ற நூலாக பெடகோபதேசா அறியப்படுகிறது. So who first brought Christian faith into South India? ஓகே, முதலில் கிறிஸ்தவ நம்பிக்கையை தென்னிந்தியாவுக்கு கொண்டவர் யார்? மார்ட்டின் லூத்தர், இக்னேஷியஸ் லோயோலா, St. Francis Xavier, St. Thomas. Okay, so it is obviously St. Thomas Apostle, one of the 12 apostles of Jesus, and the man largely credited with bringing Christianity to India through the Malabar coast in 52 AD. Okay, so the persons associated with them were called as St. Thomas Christians. They have been nicknamed such that because of their reverence for St. Thomas the Apostle, who is said to have brought Christianity to India. So the name dates back to the period of Portuguese colonization. Okay, so they were also called as Nazrani Mapila. Okay, so those who are following this St. Thomas Christianity. Okay, so St. Thomas is one of the 12 apostles of Jesus. Next question is that this philosophy was purportedly founded in the 5th century BC by Magali Kosala. It was the major rival of Vedic religion. It reached the height of its popularity during the rule of Mauryan Emperor Bindusara around 4th century BC. This school of thought was followed for nearly 2000 years through the 14th century CE in the southern states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Which school of thought is described above? இந்த தத்துவம் 5ஆம் நூற்றாண்டில் மக்காலி கோசலா நிறுவப்பட்டிருக்கலாம் என்று அறியப்படுகிறது. So Macaulay Kosala is a hint here. So the sect founded by Kosala Macaulay is Ajivika. So Ajivika is one of the Nastika or heterodox sect. அவைதிக மதம் என்று அறியப்படுகிறது. Ajivika Kosala Mangaliputta என்று அழைக்கப்படக்கூடிய அவரால் தோற்றுவிக்கப்பட்டது. Macaulay Kosala, who is a friend of Mahavira. Okay, so he founded this in 5th century. Right. Next question is how the coronation of Crown Prince was described under the Vijayanagara rule. Vijayanagara ஆட்சியின் கீழ் இளவரசரின் முடிசூட்டல் எவ்வாறு அழைக்கப்பட்டது? அஸ்வமேத யாகம், பட்டாபிஷேகம், சதாபிஷேகம், யுவராஜ பட்டாபிஷேகம். So this is Ashwamedha Yagam is not the correct answer. Pattabhishegam and Ashwamedha Yagam is one of the sacrifices related to horse, and Pattabhishegam is related to the coronation ceremony, and Satabhishegam is related to this 80 years. After the completion of 80 years, they will do Satabhishegam. And Yuvaraja Pattabhishegam is related to the Yelavarasarin Mudivu Sotal. Okay, it's a crown prince coronation. Okay, coronation of the crown prince. It is Yuvaraja. Crown prince is called as Yuvaraja, and coronation is Pattabhishegam. So this is correct answer is Yuvaraja Pattabhishegam. Next question is if a simple pendulum with a mass of bob as m has a time period t, then if in the same pendulum another bob with mass 2m replaces the original bob, now the time period is. Here we should understand that the simple pendulum does not depend upon the mass of the bob. It is totally independent of the mass of the bob, so the time period will not change. Okay, so the time period will not change. That is why the answer is t. So irrespective of the mass of the bob, the time period will be the c. Okay, so verifiable experiments and the demonstrations, it can be shown that the period of a pendulum is independent of the pendulum's mass. So Alamgir Nama was written by whom? Alamgir Namaவை இயற்றியது யார்? Jafar Khan, Muhammad Qasim, Aurangzeb, Mukhtar Khan. So Alamgir is Aurangzeb. Alamgir Nama was written by Muhammad Qasim. Okay, Mirza Muhammad Qasim was the author of Alamgir Nama. Okay, so the book gives the chronicle of the contemporary events covering the first decades of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb's reign. Okay, so முதல் 10 வருடங்களை பற்றிய தொகுப்பினை கூறுவது அலம்கர் நாமா மிர்சா முகமது காசிம் அவர்களால் எழுதப்பட்டது. Next one, arrange the chronological order. கீழ்கண்டவற்றை காலவரிசைப்படுத்துக. Death of Humayun, Second Battle of Panipat, Building at Fatehpur Sikri, Proclamation of Deen Ilahi. Okay, so all these 4 statements are already arranged. There is no need for you to arrange, and the correct answer is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, death of Humayun, 27 January 1556. Second Battle of Panipat is 5th November 1556 between Hemu and Akbar. And Fatehpur Sikri was built in 1571 by Akbar, and Deen Ilahi was founded by Akbar in 1582. Okay, so all the things are related to, somewhat related to Akbar only. Okay, so it is already arranged. Death of Humayun, Second Battle of Panipat, Fatehpur Sikri built, and Proclamation of Deen Ilahi. Next question. Which land distribution system adopted by sultans of Delhi? டெல்லி சுல்தான்களால் ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளப்பட்ட நில விநியோக முறை எது? இக்தாதாரி, மன்சப்தாரி, சுபேதாரி, ஜமீன்தாரி. So it is the correct answer is Iqtadari. The Iqtadari was a unique type of land distribution and administrative system evolved during the Sultanate of Iltutmish. Iltutmish காலத்துல அவங்க நில வரி வசூல் முறை வந்து இக்தாதாரி என்று அழைக்கப்பட்டது. Okay, under the system, the entire empire was very evenly divided into several iktas. Okay, so that is why the system was called as Iqtadari. Next one is match the following: Mahabaladhikrita, Maha Ashwapati, Maha Pilupati, Maha Dandanayaka. Okay, so these are the officers' names of the officers during the Gupta Empire. Right? So the correct answer goes like this: officers of the Gupta Empire. Mahabaladhikrita is Commander-in-Chief. Mahadandanayak is Chief Justice. Maha Ashwapati is Controller of Cavalry. Maha Mahithilapati is Controller and Executor of Elephantry. Next question: who was the Director General of Archaeological Survey of India at the time of Indus Valley Civilization? சிந்து சமவெளி அகழ்வாராய்ச்சியின் பொழுது இந்திய தொல்பொருள் ஆய்வின் இயக்குனர் ஜெனரல் யாரு? Okay, so the correct answer is Sir John Marshall. At the time of excavation 1921 John Marshall தான் வந்து Director General of Archaeological Survey of இருந்தாரு. Okay, so he focused on Indus Valley, which led to the discovery of ancient Indus Valley civilization, the ancient cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Okay, so the next question goes like this: more than 500 seals have been discovered in Indus Valley civilization, which are all? சிந்து சமவெளி நாகரிகத்தில் 500க்கும் மேற்பட்ட முத்திரைகள் கண்டெடுக்கப்பட்டது. அவைகள் எதனால் தயாரிக்கப்பட்டது? கோல்டு, சில்வர், டெரகோட்டா, காப்பர். Okay, தங்கம், வெள்ளி, மண்ணால் செய்யப்பட்டது, செம்பல். So answer is terracotta. So இங்க if you could see it, the correct answer should be steatite. Okay, so soft stone, but steatite is not there. That is why we are marking terracotta. Okay, few of them were also made of terracotta, gold, agate, ivory, fines. Right. So the standard Harappan seal was of a square in shape, 2 cross 2 dimension. Okay, it is believed that the seals were used for commercial purposes, and some were also carried as amulets. Okay, so தாயத்து அப்படின்னு தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க. So தாயத்து மாதிரியும் அது கட்டிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. முத்திரைகளும் கிடைத்திருக்கின்றன. முத்திரைகள் பெரும்பாலும் இந்த மாக்கல்லால் செய்யப்பட்டவை, அண்ட் சில இது வந்து டெரகோட்டா கோல்ட்லயும் செஞ்சிருக்காங்க. அடுத்தது பாருங்க, the source of dendrothermal energy. மர வெப்ப ஆற்றலின் ஆதாரம் என்பது. Okay, so if you could read Tamil, the answer is direct. Okay, dendrothermal energy source is biomass. Okay, உயிர் திரள். Okay, மர வெப்ப ஆற்றலின் ஆதாரம் என்பது உயிர் திரள். Okay, due to rapid deforestation and overgrazing, a number of denuded wastelands are formed. Okay, so much of wastelands are there because of deforestation. So on these lands, if we could plant fast growing trees and shrubs, so it would help provide fuel wood, charcoal, fodder, etc. So using that we could produce energy. That is called as the dendrothermal energy. That is why the source of dendrothermal energy is biomass, உயிர் திரள். Next question is, which of the following is the consequence of climate change related warming of rivers? பின் வருவனவற்றுள் எது நதிகளின் காலநிலை தொடர்பான வெப்பமயமாதலின் விளைவாகும்? Changes in water salinity, நீர் உப்புத்தன்மை மாற்றங்கள். Changes in fish migration patterns, மீன்கள் இடப்பெயர்வு முறை மாற்றங்கள். நோய் கிருமிகள் எண்ணிக்கை மாற்றங்கள். Changes in pathogen load, changes in contaminant levels, நீர் அசுத்த மட்டத்தில் மாற்றங்கள். Okay, so correct answer வந்து option B. Okay, changes in fish migration patterns. Okay, steadily rising ocean temperatures are forcing the fish to abandon their historic territories and move to cooler waters. Okay, so that is why the result would be fishermen will be losing their livelihood, and the fishes will be moving to a comfortable place where the optimum temperature is maintained. Okay, so that is why we are being forced to maintain stop the climate change. Okay. Next question is, the major cause for the depletion of ozone is? Ozone இழைக்கு முக்கிய காரணி எது? Aerosol, hydrogen sulfate, carbon dioxide. Okay, so the correct answer is aerosol. Right, aerosol. Sometimes before aerosol refers to the spray cans. Okay, so usually aerosol, it is used by the scientists to mean atmospheric particulate. Any particulate matter in the atmosphere is referred to as aerosol. So during the 1980s and 90s, aerosols means spray cans which contain CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons, which affect the ozone layer. Ozone in the ozone layer reacts with the chloride and dissociate into fluoride. So ozone plus chlorine will give you oxygen plus ClO. So that is why ozone will be depleted and it will be converted into oxygen. If you use more and more chlorofluorocarbons, all the chlorine will react with oxygen, react with ozone, which will eventually dissociate the ozone in the ozone layer. Okay, that is why the depletion of ozone layer is caused by the CFCs in the spray cans, which is called as aerosol. Okay, next one is the pollutant which cause impairment in plant metabolism is தாவர வளர்சிதை மாற்றத்தில் குறைபாட்டை ஏற்படுத்தும் மாசு எது? Nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide. Okay, answer வந்து sulfur dioxide. Okay, so plant metabolism, usually sulfur dioxide, what it will do? Sulfur dioxide inhibits the photosynthesis mechanism. Okay, so photosynthesis பண்றதே வந்து தடுத்து விடும். The opening of the stomata is promoted by sulfur dioxide, resulting in an excessive loss of water. Okay, அதிகமா தண்ணி ஸ்டொமேட்டா வழியா லீக் ஆகிறதுக்கு அந்த ஸ்டொமேட்டாவை அதிகமா ஓபன் பண்ணி விட்டுரும், so that the loss of water will be more. Okay, that is why sulfur dioxide affects the plant metabolism largely. Next question goes like this. The chairperson of National Disaster Management Authority is தேசிய பேரிடர் மேலாண்மை ஆணையத்தின் தலைவர் யாரு? Okay, so it is none other than Prime Minister. Okay, Disaster Management Act 2005 calls for the establishment of NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority, with the Prime Minister as chairperson. So along with that, there will be 1 plus 9 members or a vice chairperson. Okay, so NDMA may have no more than 9 members, including a vice chairperson. Next question is the most important scheduled tribes of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Uttar Pradesh மற்றும் உத்தராகண்டின் மிக முக்கியமான பழங்குடியினர் யாரு? Todas, Nagas, Santals, Tharus. Okay, so the answer is Tharus. Meaning of Tharu. The word Tharu is believed to be derived from Theravada Buddhism. Okay, they are people, scheduled tribes living in the states of Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Okay, so most of them are forest dwellers. Some practice agriculture as well. Okay, they live both in India and Bihar. In India, they live mostly in Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Right? So the most populous state of India is அதிக மக்கள் தொகை கொண்ட இந்திய மாநிலம் எது? According to 2011 census. Right? It is Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh with a population of more than 166 million holds distinction of being the most populous state in the country. Okay, Maharashtra follows it, and after that Bihar. Next one is again a controversial question. Total number of railway zones in India are 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, this question and answer are to be placed before the expert committee for final decision. So this message has been given by the TNPSC. Okay, so we'll wait for the answer. Okay, so the correct answer should be 18, but that is not there in the. Next is dash soil is found in all the districts of Tamil Nadu except Nilgiris. எந்த மண் வகை தமிழ்நாட்டில் நீலகிரியை தவிர மற்ற அனைத்து மாவட்டங்களிலும் காணப்படுகின்றது? ரெட் சாயில், பிளாக் சாயில், லேட்டரைட் சாயில், சாண்டி சாயில். செம்மண், கரிசல் மண், துருக்கல் மண், மணல் மண். Okay, so it is also given in the book. So answer is black soil. Okay, black soil is present in Ramanathapuram, Tiruchi, Pudukkottai, Kadalur and almost all the districts of Tamil Nadu except Nilgiris. It has been given in class 11 agricultural science book. So we have to accept it. Next question is identify the option in which the rivers are given in north-south sequence. வடக்கு தெற்கு வரிசையில் ஆறுகள் கொடுக்கப்பட்டுள்ள ஒன்றை அடையாளம் காண்க. கோதாவரி, மகாநதி, காவேரி, கிருஷ்ணா, மகாநதி, கோதாவரி, கிருஷ்ணா, காவேரி, கிருஷ்ணா, காவேரி, கோதாவரி, மகாநதி, காவேரி, கோதாவரி, மகாநதி, கிருஷ்ணா. Okay, so the correct answer is Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. Obviously, கடைசி option last option would be Kaveri. Okay, so you can easily choose this. Okay, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri. A supercomputer that allows researchers to model energy technologies using artificial intelligence is மாதிரி ஆற்றல் தொழில்நுட்பத்தினை ஆராய்ச்சியாளர்கள் செயற்கை நுண்ணறிவு மூலம் வடிவமைக்க செய்யும் மேம்பட்ட கணினி எது? Okay, so the answer is Joule 2.0. Obviously, this is also from current affairs. Okay, according to the latest rankings by top 500, NETL's Joule 2.0 supercomputer remains amongst the most powerful in the world. So it can solve the complex calculations using computational models, and it allows the researchers to model energy technologies. Okay, so all these are plus points and benefits of Joule 2.0. So that is why it has been named as Joule. It's a familiar unit of energy. Okay, so energy technologies is Joule 2.0. This is the correct answer. Next one, which of the following facts about COVID-19 virus is or wrong? COVID-19 virus தொடர்பான கீழ்காணும் கூற்றுகளில் தவறான கூற்றை அல்லது கூற்றுகளை தேர்வு செய்யவும். People who have been identified by the virus but do not have symptoms do not spread virus. வைரஸ் தொற்று ஏற்பட்டிருப்பினும் அறிகுறிகள் இல்லாதவர்களால் தொற்று பரவாது. Reinfection is not possible. Okay, so obviously first option வந்து தவறானதுதான். Reinfection வந்து possible, so அதனால இதுவும் தவறு. So it is also wrong. Reinfection is possible. Anosmia, loss of smell, is a symptom. So this is correct option. Babies do not get infected by coronavirus. This is also wrong because babies are also infected by coronavirus. Okay, so here wrong options are being asked. That is why the correct answer would be A, B, and D. Okay, next question is, the one who gave false judgment was deeply hurt by himself as a woman who pulled out one of her breasts to burn the city. So these lines, which seem to indicate the story of Kannagi, is found in which of the following Sangam literature text? ஏதிராளன் கவலை கவற்ற ஒரு முலை அறுத்த திருமாவுண்ணி. Okay, so இது எங்கிருந்து வந்திருக்கு? So it is, the correct answer is நற்றிணை. It is taken from the book நற்றிணை. It is a classical Tamil poetic work, traditionally the first of the 8 anthologies. 8 தொகை நூல்களுள் ஒன்று. Okay, so it has both the components of Aham and Puram. Okay, love and war, public life, deals with both. Next question is, which of the following rivers originate in Karnataka? கீழ்கண்டவற்றுள் எந்த ஆறுகள் கர்நாடக மாநிலத்தில் உற்பத்தி ஆகின்றன? பவானி, பாலாறு, பெண்ணையாறு, காவேரி. Okay, so the correct answer is option D. Okay, பவானி வந்து நீலகிரில இருந்து உருவாகக்கூடியது. பாலாறு, பெண்ணையாறு, காவேரி. Okay, பாலாறும் பெண்ணையாறும் வந்து Kolar district. It originates from Kolar district of Karnataka, and Kaveri originates from Talakaveri, Kodagu district of Karnataka. And Bhavani, which is a tributary of Kaveri again, originates from the Nilgiri hills of Western Ghats. Okay. So Bhavani river water flows in both the states of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Next question goes like this. Consider the following statement. India introduced the family planning program in 1950s. The family planning program adopted neo-Marxian approach to birth control. குடும்ப கட்டுப்பாடு திட்டமானது புதிய மார்க்சிய அணுகுமுறையின் அடிப்படையில் செய்யப்பட்டது. End of national emergency ruled out compulsion in family planning. தேசிய நெருக்கடி முடிவுக்கு வந்தவுடன் குடும்ப கட்டுப்பாடு கட்டாயமாக்கப்படவில்லை. Planning and implementation was carried by central government. திட்டமிடல் மற்றும் செயல்படுத்தப்படுதல் மத்திய அரசால் மேற்கொள்ளப்பட்டது. Okay, so the correct answer is option B. 1 and 3 is correct. So the neo-Marxian approach is not related to birth control, and end of emergency rule is this one is also irrelevant. So it is National Family Planning Program was introduced in 1952. It has been planned by central government and been implemented through state government. Okay. So in 1952, India became the first country in the developing world to create a state-sponsored family program. The National Family Program, the program's primary objective were to lower fertility rates and the slow population growth as the means to propel economic development. Next question is, Kalpana Chawla Award for Courage and Daring Enterprise in 2020 was awarded to. Okay, Veera Sailukana 2020 Kalpana Chawla விருது was given to all these 3 ladies, Sendamil Selvi, Muthamal, and Anandavalli. Okay, 3 women had saved 2 youth who were about to drown by using their saris. Okay, so they were saving 2 youth who were about to drown in the waters of Kottarai Dam in Perambalur district. That is why they have been awarded with Kalpana Chawla Award for Courage 2020. Next question is, the word sustainable development is clearly indicative of the fact that நிலை நிறுத்தும் அபிவிருத்தி எனும் வார்த்தை துல்லியமாக குறிப்பது எதனை? So it says that natural assets are finite. That is why we have to leave something for our children as well. That is the main motto of sustainable development. Okay, natural resources are very, very finite. They are also called as non-renewable resources. They are finite and do not regenerate. That is why we have to use them sensibly. Next question is, the following are the functions of Niti Aayog. Find out which is or wrongly listed. Okay, இதில் எது அல்லது எவை தவறாக கொடுக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது நிதி ஆயோக்கின் பணிகள். To foster cooperative federalism, கூட்டுறவு கூட்டாட்சியை வளர்த்தல். To give final approval to 5-year plans, which is wrong here. So this is a function of NDC, National Development Council. To implement the schemes for rural development, which is correct. To advise the state and central governments on levying taxes. So tax levying and all will not come in the Niti Aayog. So it is related to something Finance Commission. Okay, Finance Commission advice on levying taxes, and NDC, National Development Council, gives the approval for 5-year plans. Niti Aayog makes long-term plans for 15 years. Next is, which of the following statements regarding political parties in India are correct? அரசியல் கட்சிகள் குறித்து கீழ்காணப்படும் வாக்கியங்களில் எது அல்லது எவை சரியானவை? Parties in India function within the institutional framework of a federal structure and are bound by the country's electoral laws and rules. Okay, இந்திய அரசியல் கட்சிகள் ஒரு கூட்டமைப்புக்குள் செயல்படுகின்றன, மேலும் நாட்டின் தேர்தல் சட்டங்கள் மற்றும் விதிகளுக்கு கட்டுப்படுகின்றன. Strong institutionalized parties are vital for healthy democracy. சிறப்பான ஜனநாயக நாடுகளுக்கு வலுவான நிறுவனமாக்கப்பட்ட கட்சிகள் மிகவும் முக்கியமானவை. Okay, so both the statements are correct. Okay, so both the statements about the political parties are obviously correct. Okay, so the answer would be option C. The last question for this video, this session, would be this: which of the following book author combination is wrong? So, Half Girlfriend, Chetan Bhagat; My Country, My Life, Dalai Lama; Born Again on the Mountain, Arunima Sinha; The Country of First Boys, Amartya Sen. Okay, so correct answer is My Country, My Life, which has been written by L.K. Advani. Okay, the Indian politician who served as the Deputy Prime Minister from 2002 to 2004. So My Country, My Life is of Advani's, L.K. Advani's. That is why option B is the right answer here. Okay, so that is all. We have discussed about the first 50 questions. There are totally 200 questions here. Okay, so we will be seeing in forthcoming videos the next 50 and again next 150 questions, right? So if you need any clarification regarding the questions, you can contact me through my Telegram channel. I have already mentioned about that. Okay, you can just search my name in the Telegram channel, Divya Janani, DHIVYAJANI. In case if you need the PDF of this, I would be sending this to you. Okay, so contact me through the Telegram channel, Divya Janani. Okay, that is all. Thank you. You can ask your doubts at doubts.studyiq@gmail.com. You can contact these numbers as well.